beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
The
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, everyone. I got my pal RJ here. We're a little limited on the panel because it's so hot. Only us real alpha dogs, make America alpha again, can take it.
Oh, jeez.
Like our pal Ryan Kittle. If you're in the chat, let us know. Spread the news about talking FNW. You know what I thought when I made this series, RJ? I was like, are we going to have stuff to talk about each week? Yeah. They are ridiculous each week.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much going on right now, and there's too much to cover. And yes, I am still showing I'm not showing my face. I'm actually shirtless in my dining room.
You're shirtless. What the heck?
I was sweating on that Amico stream. Tony made me sweat. I tore my shirt off, and I'm like, I almost thought about canceling the show. I was like, I just don't, you ever like, I should have just taken a nap. I wanted to come on, have some fun, debate some stuff, do some reactions online, which we're still going to do. But I was like, man, I should have just taken that. Man, that Amico stream was a disaster. And I'm leaving it live because then there's going to be everyone complaining that I failed and I privated it. No, I'm leaving my mistakes live. That was a mistake. Covering the Miko's not a mistake. Let me see here. Just George is here. Multiverse of Movies is here.
Hello.
Thade Bays. I wouldn't mind coming on sometime. Thade, the new crew. Okay. Well, let me know. I need to see some of your content or something, and follow me at Twitter. Obi-Wan, hey, I appreciate the support, Obi-Wan. Yes, thank you to all the members. That's where this content's coming in. There's not a lot of viewers for this one. What's going on, RJ?
It's probably because of wrestling, to be honest. Everyone's watching the wrestling.
Okay, but RJ made this awesome hot thumbnail for me. What is huge drop in views? Because it's without context.
Yeah, I just say that it was funny because you went to my DMs was like, hey, RJ, I need help with a thumbnail. I'm like, okay. And they gave me the vague idea what it should be. I'm just like, I had nothing to go off of. So it's like, I just put the flaming dollars.
It's only fair because they make bullshit arguments without any context of like the worldwide pandemic or box office currently. They just say, it's a flop. It's a flop. The drop in views. So yes, Friday Night Whites does have a drop in views without the context of them having what's his name?
Oh, Alex Jones?
Alex Jones. Yeah, so without that, they never use context for their arguments. Or I shouldn't say never, very rarely use context. So, yes, it's the same type of bullshit argument they make. Yeah, with the context of them not having Alex Jones on this week, of course their views are going to drop. With the context of the movies and the pandemic, of course Shang-Chi isn't going to be as strong as it was. Cyrus, the video game virus. Here's your payout for the Pro Amico stream. Cyrus, thank you for the support. I floundered. It was a disaster. Thank you for being here. Snyder Steppenwolf. Hey, George. Hey, everyone. So we have a lot to cover. The Friday night guys have been busy. Marvel is taking everyone's sons away. That's what I learned this week from covering Nerdonic.
Yeah, Midnight Suns versus Midnight Suns. It's the patriarchy.
I can honestly, I do not understand where that angle came from. That they're they're erasing sons from existence. Like, remember that old meme back in the day? Grab your daughter, grab your sons. Someone's coming. You know that guy that was flipping out on the internet.
Here's the thing. You know, people might not like Matt Jarbo but when he called a lot of this McCarthyism, you know, the Red Scare. This is so much like the Red Scare of the 1950s. It's not even funny. It really, really is. Oh, it's woke. Everything's woke. It's been infected. Oh my god. It's just funny to me.
Hey, Rhea, thank you so much, Rhea, for asking for Tony to be on. I blame you.
Rhea.
No, I blame Rhea.
Oh, come on. Don't blame Rhea.
Sweet Rhea. But, I wasn't ready to...
Listen.
I wasn't ready. You want to know the honest truth? I wasn't ready to bring up the whole history of the Miko again. Like, I wasn't expecting to have a guest on. So I was like, yes, hide your kids, hide your sons. Hide your right. We should have a new meme with I wish I knew how to do those memes where they put people's faces on classic meme. Oh, come on, Tony. Are you here to mock me? No, I'm not giving listen, man, I'm not giving excuses for my performance. I'm just saying you think you're ready, and then you never know to jump back into the Amico pool. You don't know. Like, I don't know the whole history of everything. I don't remember. I have problems with my memory as it is. I'm not giving excuses.
I have an important question. Does this now mean that Rhea is a detractor? She's an Amico detractor?
Maybe. Oh, Eddie, do you want to come on the show? I'll send you a link if you're able. All right. No thanks, Tony. I'll see you next time.
Come on. Be nice to Tony.
No, I don't want him on again right now. Maybe in the future. Give me a break.
Oh, look at that. Look at Rhea. That's so kind of Rhea.
Hold on. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to find Eddie here. Eddie keeps changing his Twitter. That's why I'm having trouble finding him. I don't know where he's at.
It's the same Twitter as always, Max.
Eddie. We have a lot to cover too. Okay. No, he has multiple accounts. I can no longer send messages to this person.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me see.
I can no longer send messages to this person. So I'm not crazy.
I think he said his social media is gone. He says, I'm not a YouTuber anymore. Sorry, I quit as well.
Oh my God. Oh wow, Rhea, you didn't have to do that. I was just kidding around. I mean, we could have Ambassador on. He can add something to this.
Yeah, let's bring Ambassador on.
Do you want to come on? We need some company here. Higher, further, faster. I'm very woke, which is why I'm broke. Okay.
Yeah. But Rhea's like, thank you for the Amico stream. I know this is not much, but I appreciate you.
You didn't have to do that, Rhea. I like to poke a little bit, but you're okay in my book. It's my fault for not being prepared. It's like jumping in the pool without your swimsuit on. I was like, I'm ready to go back into Amico, and I obviously was not. Max, your comment. But I do appreciate you supporting the show and the channel, really. And higher, further, faster. It's nice to see you around. Where I am planning to do more Amico talk too. I'm not just going to give up. Midnight Suns. Who gives an F? Right. I agree. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to send to Ambassador. Man, this is what I'm talking about. I was like, I should have just took a nap after work. I went straight in the work YouTube streaming. Well, this isn't work. It's different.
It's meant to be fun, but sometimes it can be work because of just how much effort you got to put into it.
No, sometimes you're not feeling it like usual, and I did a stream anyway. I like to stream anyway. I don't like to cancel streams, but I should have maybe. Here we go. And I responded like my other friend, like Angus. he wanted me to do a response. I'm like, fine, I'll do a response. I'll respond to everyone that's criticizing me. I don't care.
How'd that go? How'd that response go?
I wasn't as good as I wasn't, you feel like, that wasn't my best work. I don't think I feel maybe we need to make this stream some of my best work, RJ. You'll be back, Eddie. Come on. We love seeing your smiling face. If you don't have Twitter, just don't do anything else on Twitter except connect to people. This is what, can I be honest, RJ?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not naming names, but this is where I get frustrated as a friend that connects to people on social media.
Mm-hmm.
When you just leave, it makes it hard for the people that stick around and want to connect to you again. And I probably did this myself, but I think I was still reachable after I quit. I would still respond to stuff, And I think I messaged you.
Yeah, you sent us you doxed everyone's phone numbers because you sent that selfie.
Oh God.
You sent that selfie to the group. It's like everyone's numbers. Who is this?
Thanks, RJ.
Oh, it's Enosh. Oh, it's Jarpo.
Exposed.
I'm sorry,
but I'm just saying, just use Twitter. I don't think everyone should just leave, or maybe people can't control themselves. Like, just use it for the positive. Just say, hey, just DM people. Hey, how's it going? Don't do all the other nonsense on Twitter. Maybe people.
And yes, Jarbo. Today has been a very eventful day, to put it lightly.
Yeah, I'll give you some behind the scenes. I called Jarbo because I was like, I want to stream last night. He's like, hello? He sounded horrendous. I'm like, go back to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Jarbo's not feeling well. I hope he gets better. I hope he's all right. I know he's not feeling the greatest. So if everybody could go wish Matt some well wishes, I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Yeah, for real. Are you still not feeling well, Matt?
Just send him the link anyway. I know you want to, Max.
Oh, Matt, I don't think he wants to come on to this. He's probably busy. Hey, Ambassador. Max's Twitter's still gone.
Did you send the link to Ambassador, by the way?
Thank you, Tony, for kicking my ass and then paying me. Right. After what I did, I think I need to. Oh, okay. All right. You have to give it for him for that, I guess, right? That's a kind of legit way to say I handed your ass. All right, Tony, respect for that. If nothing else, we'll disagree on other stuff. That's, respect for that. I can appreciate that. Yes.
And I see some people in the chat asking about a certain thing that's going on. No, we're not responding to that, I don't think.
What?
Well, someone was talking about Muppets in the chat, and I just figure it's like...
Hey, Ambassador.
Hi.
Hey,
How's
Ambassador, what's up?
I'm okay.
You sound angry.
Not anyone here.
Okay.
I
can I say something before you start, Ambassador? I know I've seen you on Twitter, and I prefer not to go into that specific thing because
that's fine.
Not that you don't have valid opinions, but because it stresses other people out so much that they don't want to.
I understand.
I think we'll just leave go. But I will say this as a disclaimer.
Let's tear the Friday Night Whites a new one.
Yes, they're busy.
Let's eviscerate the pack of infantile intellectual
juvenile
dead ends.
Stuff. Right. It is extremely juvenile.
Let's tear them asunder and pretend there's somebody else that I don't particularly like right now. So let's get into it.
Sure. What I would like to say, though, is we do accept criticism here. And I think something that differentiates us from others is when we're called on our shit and we see where we may have made a slight error. And I think it was overblown, but it was slight, that we want to be better. Whereas the assholes of online talk and everything, they just want their rights to be assholes and continue to just do it. We want criticism. We want to be better. So I think we have to be careful when liking people's comments, really consider the perception. And that's something every single person on the internet and has a YouTube channel should consider.
I just want to mention real quickly in regards to that whole thing. The person who's commented, I favorited, was someone I knew personally from, I've interacted with them in a lot of streams and stuff. It was the first time I've seen them interact with my channel. So, I'd like the comments to acknowledge that I saw that person's comment. I did have a laugh at it because I didn't think it was that serious, but I can understand the perception of why maybe it wasn't the best thing to favorite.
A little bit
obviously, I don't wish any harm towards anyone.
Yes.
Like, that's not what I'm about.
I think we all should be more careful about that on the internet. And what hashtag be better is not a joke. I think we should take that to heart. Yes.
No, I have a hashtag. I stand with Saggy Melons.
Yes, we do too. I think the best thing you could do for her right now is don't ask her to come back because she made her decisions, and I'm not commenting on that.
Her choice.
It's just support what she's doing now. Support whatever she wants to do now. So go watch her Twitch.
All your support.
She's having fun. Yeah.
Throw your support behind someone who has actual real talent. That's all I'll say. Real talent.
Carlos Chanter, what happened to the whites? Why do I call them that? They're mostly white and they have the same talking points like NPCs.
They're fat, overweight, undereducated, self-involved. Well, as my grandmother would say, a pack of old biddies, except they're not women, they're men. But they have the mentality of a bunch of gossipy old biddies who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Okay. Yes, Ambassador. Phoenix Night Flame, if the Phantom Menace think that Shang-Chi was a failure flop and dislike Simu Liu anyway, why do they care about his old Reddit post? Oh, great. We're going to I don't know much about this.
Well, here's the thing that I just want to mention, right? These are the same people who are very much anti-cancel culture, but when it fits their narrative, they love to bring it up and talk about cancellation, right?
Yes.
But then they'll go and say, well, I don't support it, but, when you make your bed with the SJWs, they'll come for you eventually. So it's like you don't support it, but you do at the same time.
Here's the thing I want to say. I did read the biggest part of that old Reddit post. He did that for research for a freaking part. That doesn't make him sympathetic.
Well, he's also said on Twitter. He also said on Twitter that he's matured a lot over the past few years. He's not the same person he was when he first started acting.
I think that's the nuance we have to take. Do you want to be better or you just want to continue to be an asshole? There's this big difference in nuance. It's a false equivalency for someone to make mistakes in the past and want to progress and want to be better than someone that's actively making mistakes now and doesn't apologize, doubles down, and then just keeps doing it to upset people. There's a huge difference. And that's where we need nuance. We don't want to be like social justice weirdos and try to cancel people.
See, here's the thing.
If people try to do better, that's the difference.
I would have more respect for them if when this situation came out, they would have said, hey, we don't agree with what Simu Liu did. We don't agree with him laughing at our videos or this and that and kind of virtue signaling on social media, but we don't support him being canceled. That's not okay. If that was their position, I would have had a lot more respect for them. But no, the whole thing is, well, you made your bed with the SJWs. You got to lie in it now. You supported them and they're coming for you. It's your fault. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I do want to say to Eddie, we want Eddie back. Just have some fun with movie talk. Stress-free when you decide to come back. I know you need your time too, though, and our thoughts and because Ambassador's Religious too, thoughts and prayers are with you and your family and your sister. So sorry, we're really thinking about you.
Eddie, know that me and I will pass this along to Madam Ambassador. We will be praying for you and your family.
Yes,
because here we are a family. Here we are all, as my intro says, we are all equal in fandom. Here we celebrate pop culture. We don't piss and moan about it and say everything is woke or garbage. Here we are all real individuals. We aren't some sad, punk-ass, pathetic little bitch who has no talent and no charisma.
Okay.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Yes, I did, and I'll say it again.
Well, hey, Longa, appreciate you coming on. I want to cover this because it's also a point that I want to say. Be careful not to give them ammo because when people, and I love Lewis Cox, these TFM guys are even sexist, and they have to stop it. I don't know. Well, I agree that they're sexist. I think they're prejudiced and ignorant, and they just want to double down on that. So, but calling them actually
let me
okay. Well, you gotta be careful.
Let me
because that gives them ammo.
Second.
Yeah.
I will say this. I mean, it's easy to jump to that word. It is. But a lot of them aren't, but I'll say this is the word we used before, and it's the truth. They have a high tolerance for it, for racism. They have a high tolerance for sexism, and when they have,
and they don't want to be better.
When they have people of color on their side, when they have women on their side, they feel that it's not that high of a tolerance because look, there's people here that agree, and they're black, and they're women, and they believe this lie that they tell to themselves. Okay. So they think that everyone else is just exaggerating. It's not that big of a deal. And it's like, okay, listen, the 1 or 2 black people you have on your side, the 4 or 5 women you have on your side do not make up the entire populace who is tired of this shit. Okay, that's what they don't understand, and that's the part. And I hate saying this because it makes me sound like a goddamn SJW, and I'm not. But it's like, until you walk in their shoes, you really need just to shut the hell up. There comes a point where you need to shut the hell up because you don't walk in their shoes and you don't understand it. And if you want a simple idea of how it goes, just watch a stupid comedy from the 80s called Trading Places, and you'll see.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay.
Yes.
It's literally until you've walked a mile in a person's shoes, you don't know what.
Well, right. Just because someone on YouTube is saying they are a minority in their life experience, they don't feel it's as big a deal as it is now.
Right.
That's not for everyone. There's different areas of the country. And listen, all you have to do is watch the news. No one's making this up about the issues. There's still issues out there. Now, defund the police was a mistake. Reform the police, yeah, but there's still issues now.
There is crazy. Listen. People on the social justice side do have some crazy ideas.
Yes,
they do.
Exactly.
Of course they do.
There is. There's some,
and 2 national anthems is a bad idea.
Yes,
that does divide the country.
Yes, that's dumb. Okay,
no, like Bill. I was watching Bill Maher. He's like, no, Bill Maher was pleading on the other week. He's like, why do people on the left keep saying I keep attacking? Because you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing us with your craziness. Sometimes you have to be realistic. You can't just take all the money from the police and defund them. There's room for reform, sure.
And the worst part about this is they are basing this all on nerd shit. Yes. And they can cry all they want and say, no, it's not about destroying my childhood. It's about listen, bro, you can put whatever fucking label you want on it. You're literally upset because they are not making the stories you want to see. That is what you're crying about. Yeah. And it's like, you know what? There's been plenty of stuff I've watched and go, this was trash for many reasons.
Protosex, thank you for bringing this up. Yes, they point to that as a sarcastic joke, but then there's no real context. She doesn't really add anything. I'm not hating on X-Ray Girl, but the most that I've heard is Jeremy saying, X-Ray Girl, do you exist? Yeah, I'm here. I'm working on graphics and stuff. I mean, there might be a time where she says something on a stream, but it's not like they point, just like the virtue signaling SJW.
It's the equivalent of the racist guy saying, I can't be racist. I have black friends. And it's like, okay, listen. What that means is, or you're nice to those specific people.
Yeah.
You're nice to them because you like that person. That does not mean you like black people. There is a difference. It almost gets to the point to where it's like, oh, you're cool despite being black. And that's what the underlying feeling is sometimes with the way they present it. You know what I mean? And it's like, listen, being friends with one black person, being friends with 10 black people doesn't matter. It doesn't mean
that makes me feel like you should be even more ashamed of yourself because you should respect the more you have friends and you're still being ignorant. Well, you could be married. That doesn't make you're not a misogynist.
Listen,
yeah.
Right. Listen, I 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I worked at a place where I was literally, I'm not even joking you, the only white, there was one other guy. There was 2 white guys there. And the rest of the shop was all mostly black and some Latino. So the crew I ran with was all black. And we were cool, and they gave me the end card pass, right? They allowed me to say it. And the one guy was even joking around. I was like, man, why does he get to say it? And they're like, well, because he's more end than you are, you know? So I was allowed. It was cool. You know, we did it. No one got offended. But here's the thing. I realized times change. I also realized that just because it was cool with that group of people Does not mean it's cool
Did you
to just
go
use
pull
it.
up Matt Damon on here? Oh no, thanks.
Does not Matt Damon. Matt
because he said
Damon.
I used to say things and now I don't because times changed. Oh my god.
Oh, I never even heard that speech, but that's the truth. You know what I mean? It's like, just because they were okay with it does not mean I'm going to assume everyone's okay with it. Like, I can't go around and just say it and then people get mad and go, but listen, my friend said it was okay. No, it's not how it works. It's not how it works. Okay. And that's the thing people, I think, have a hard time understanding. And change is hard for people. People don't like change because anytime change happens, it means that they feel like they are going to lose something. And that's what scares people. And it does. And I'll tell you what, if this was a country that was run by black people and they were in power and it was white people, it would be the exact same situation, just in reverse. Okay. Because those with power fear to lose the power. That's what the case is. And it's a human condition. And people don't get that. That the color of the skin, what's between the legs, doesn't really matter as much as the fact that it's a human condition. And when you put it in the right conditions, people are always going to act that way.
He's long as not Jarbo.
Hold on, Aaron Yeager, what are you complaining about?
Jarbo's not even on here.
No, listen, no. There's idiots out there who call me another Jarbo. They think I talk like him, I sound like him, I look like him. Which, if they knew anything about me and Jarbo, they know that would be completely fucking false.
Yeah, you guys totally look the same skin
yeah,
color.
no. Oh, what? Because we both have facial hair and glasses.
Apparently, that's all it takes.
He outweighs me by at least 100 pounds. Number one. Okay.
Oh, boy.
He does. That's not an insult.
Okay.
It's just a fact.
All right.
it's just a fact. Okay.
Max, quit being so damn thin-skinned.
All right.
Yeah, he outweighs me. His voice is a little different. He's very self-righteous. I'm cocky, yeah, but I'm not self-righteous like he is. There is a slight difference in personality traits. Arrogance and cockiness are not the same as self-righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, I think we
should back to talking about the idiots.
By the way, you missed Lewis's super chat earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. Get well soon, RJ. If you're still sick.
Oh no, Lewis. I'm doing better. I think another week or two I should be back 100%. But I'm getting a lot better. Thank you, though.
Yeah, thanks for the support too.
Hey, Max, bring up Movie Block's comment here because not that one, the one above.
Oh.
Jarbo's, that one. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
They here's the thing. I am primarily a pop culture fan. That's what I cover. I can be a political animal some of the times, but that's not what I cover. They are trying to interject two things into each other that don't necessarily mesh. Now, pop culture or culture is always upstream or downstream from politics, but you can't necessarily mesh the two together and have any sort of actual conversation because pop culture reflects the culture in which we live. Politics doesn't necessarily do so. It's its own separate entity. It's its own separate animal. And when you've got a bunch of wannabe geeks trying to be a bunch of wannabe political pundits, it just doesn't work. And you get people like Alex Jones who are just raging incompetents who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And
that was
just
all about
cringy.
clicks. That was just about clicks.
Oh, I know it was, but it was absolutely one of the most. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched clips of it, and it made me feel dumb and dirty. And I'm like,
did you want me to show
brain
this?
dead?
How
brain
Sorry,
dead can you possibly be to listen to a man who's essentially a sink oil salesman and got his ass kicked off all of social media for his
who admitted it was all an act?
Yeah.
He admitted in court it was all an act.
That's where I have a problem with propping this guy up, but complaining, saying that a person that says "lol" is attacking you. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, please.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Here's the kicker. Someone else made that meme on Reddit. The only thing Simu Liu did was put the LOL over it and then tweet it out.
Oh, that's just they're being pussy. Sorry. That's if you're gonna be mad about someone put LOL over it, you're a huge fucking vagina. Sorry. But yeah, as far as this goes, I can't take credit for this because I didn't create the model. This was George Gatsis. I asked him if he could do it for me, and I gave him the Dr. Doom mask models that I downloaded, and he created this. So there's your awards, Max. I can put those up.
Look at that.
Things
awesome.
are moving.
It's got like the theater faces, you know. Like
let us know if you want to be involved in on one of the panels too. Ambassador, you could probably come on my panel with me.
The only problem is Max. The only problem is Max. You're doing it at 9:00 on a Sunday. I have to be at work. At 5 a.m.
It's Saturday, December 4th, 12 noon to 12 midnight.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 12-hour event.
Oh, okay. I could probably make part of that at least. Yeah, I could probably.
Sure.
Make that.
Yeah, so you could probably come on with me because I need someone to help me on my panel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Happy to.
That's awesome though, Lunga. I'm really excited about this. Everyone says everyone's really happy about this project. I appreciate your contributions, and then this Sunday we're gonna have some people on to get some more details. I think I'm gonna have enough YouTubers to fill up all 12 slots. Yeah, 12 hours, Carlos.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like 12 different panels is the thing. Like one host per hour. It's gonna be a different thing every stream.
Yeah. My whole paycheck's going to a charity in December. That's the only way I could do it because I can't just do a live stream. And I was like, that'd be nice. So
basically, the idea is that every single super chat, all the monetization,
membership, everything,
it's going to go towards the charity.
And I will be transparent in January. I will show you if I can, without showing my personal stuff, how much we made during the month, and then I'll give you the details. We still have to decide what charities. I know Cast Graphics is a vet, and he really wants to, especially since Afghanistan, he wants to do something with the vets. So maybe do half vets and half like Make a Wish or something. But I want everyone's input though. Yeah, that is cool. Lewis Cox says the Phantom Menace's hate and fearmonger group. Yes. The boy who cried wolf constantly. I think it's fair to criticize them. And then since we're 30 minutes in, let's get to the first video because I don't know that much. I didn't watch this video in advance. But I think if they were true to the word, like people on the panel have said, that they would be saying we shouldn't cancel Simu Liu. But if it's the opposing team, like if this was Gina Carano, they would come to her defense. But since it's someone on the other side, you dunk on them, or you laugh at them. That's the difference here. So this is RK Outpost. Let's see what he's got to say.
Oh, shoot me in the head.
Mini Jeremy. No, I mean, that's basically what he is now.
Marvel fans turn on.
When did just out of curiosity? When did RK transition? Because that woman in the head, like a female version.
Well, me and Lunga, I think when me and Lunga were doing a lot together, we talked to him. He was more more low key back then, but now he just does the same exact political barking that Jeremy does. The same.
Yeah, when he started, he was actually not that bad.
Right.
And to be fair, a lot of people have said it, and it's true. Jeremy wasn't that bad when he first started. He was just a normal dude who had opinions, which is fine to have opinions. But then it became a career for both of them. So.
Well, here's the thing that drives me crazy is the people. My opinion. This is my opinion. The people that watch him say, "Oh, isn't he entertaining?" And then they nod in agreement everything he says. Like they say that as a public disclaimer, but they really believe everything the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Let me. Can I interrupt for one moment? It's completely unrelated, and I'm gonna count it. GDS in the chat. He's talking shit about Saggy. Listen.
No.
Enough with that shit. Enough. No. Yeah, I know you didn't. Enough of that shit. All right? Enough of that shit. This is the kind of fucking problem that happens on these YouTube channels, okay? Some of you people did that shit to me when nothing happened. It was just a disagreement between me and Max, all right? Leave Saggy alone, bro. There can be differences of opinions, okay?
Yes.
And you know what? Just going after people and insulting them and isn't that just because you don't like them for whatever goddamn reason in this YouTube sphere is nonsense. And you're not any better than these assholes we're talking about when you do that shit, okay? So you know what? Keep it to yourself. If that's how you feel, just keep it to yourself.
We all support Saggy here for sure, and people that say they want to take a break because they care about people, I utmost respect for that. So yes, please take it easy. And you don't know everything, and she is no.
Yeah,
we totally stand.
And she's the complete opposite of fake.
Right.
Yeah, she's not fake whatsoever. She's probably one of the realest people.
Right now, I want to reach out, but I'm giving her space too because I in some way have impacted her as well. So I'm giving her space. Everyone should give her space and just support what she wants to do. But let's get back to the video. Thanks for pointing that out. Longa, you do know I don't do that on purpose.
No. I wasn't Max. I was talking about the person in chat, not you.
I know. Okay.
So let's just get on with it. Come on.
Okay, let's see what this is about. I really like Simu Liu. I think he's extremely fun, even his social media presence. So this news really upsets me. I do not want him to have, what is it, like, who directed the Suicide Squad?
James Gunn.
I don't want him to have a James Gunn moment. And
I don't think he really has, though, to be honest. I mean, listen, I think some of the Reddit stuff's already been debunked. The worst thing was the thing we'll get into it.
Well, here, I hope not. I didn't watch in advance. I hope RK doesn't mock him and just make fun of him because he's on the other team. Because if it was Gina Carano, you know what he'd do. All right.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, wow, that quality looks horrible.
When you play the World Hollywood game, you have to play by their rules. And Simu Liu is quickly finding out that it can turn against you in a heartbeat. And that's exactly what's happening to him right now. All of the people who are out there praising him, all the people out there that loved him simply because he was an Asian man and he was virtue signaling.
Pause it.
What?
Well, that is such bullshit right off the top. Oh, they only liked him because he was an Asian man. Oh my god. Are you serious?
Well, they only liked Gina Carano because she was against she was for freedom of speech, even though she said absolute nonsense.
Maybe they like him because he's funny, he's a talented actor, and they thought he did a good job in the movie. Why does he have to assume that people only like him because he's a certain race? And he virtue signals, according to him. That's so stupid.
No, we don't like him just because he's Asian. We like him because he seems like he's a likable guy. I personally like him even more because he sends those memes of the stock photos he took when he started his career is hilarious. Why do you guys like him, Ambassador and Longa? Do you like him just because he's Asian? That's what RK seems to do with the straw man.
That's exactly why. It's just because he's Asian. No other reason. Not the acting, not the humor, not the talent. It's just because he's Asian. It's completely the only reason.
I hate to blow a hole in little Mr. Kindle's head. Not that there's.
Well, be careful. See, be careful, Ambassador. We just go with the okay.
I hate to blow a hole in his argument.
Okay.
But no, I don't like Simu Liu just because he's Asian. I happen to like him because he has talent. A lot more talent than you do, you petulant infantile muppet.
All right. Let's see what else he has to say. That was right off the bat. You have to say something ignorant right away.
Turned against him and are roasting him. He's been trending all night for some comments that he made in the past. Some of them years and years in the past. And some of them only a few months ago.
Be consistent. Be consistent. If you're against cancel culture, consistency, right? Anyone have anything to say there? Consistency. If you should be against cancel culture, you should be it for all the time, not when it's your team, right?
Aaron, they never said he was the first Asian actor. They didn't say anything about him being the first Asian actor. They said that the movie was the first all Asian produced movie that everyone, as much as they could have, was all Asian. And I don't even think they used the word first. The point is, they're just saying that this is something to celebrate, that it was an all Asian cast, as many people behind the scenes that were Asian. That's all they were getting at. And if you're mad about that, that says something about you.
Right.
I mean, what is there to get mad about? I mean, it's like, even if they said that, no one said he was the first Asian actor. Let's be honest.
Well, a straw man is presenting a false argument that no one really said to make yourself seem like you're right. No one said the first Asian actor, and that's what they run with all the time. Context is key. But this is
because everyone just forgot Bruce Lee, right? No one ever remembers Bruce Lee. We all forgot about Bruce Lee.
Well, they keep using that argument. They keep saying, but Simu Liu is ignoring Bruce Lee.
The majority of Bruce Lee's content was not made by Hollywood. And the stuff that was being produced
mostly, it was Hong Kong. Right.
Right. So that's the context. The stuff that he was going to produce in Hollywood,
like Kung Fu, which was supposed to be him, and he replaced him with parody.
Yes, whitewashed. There's your answer, right?
I'm not going to use that.
And yes, Phoenix Night Flame. And yes, Phoenix Night Flame. The Phantom Menace was doing the exact same thing with the KOTOR remake and Sam Mags, going through her old tweets and old interviews and stuff to try and get
exactly
a
the same. Be consistent. If you're against cancel culture, be against it all the time. All right, let's see what else. And then we have the Rekieta versus Vito and free speech argument later after this.
Please.
Well, I mean, we have an expert. I think Lunga had you and Lunga. Well, Lunga, I know, had something to say about it.
He is finding out that it doesn't last very long, that when you play this game, you will eventually
So you
lose.
shouldn't try for progress, right?
Often, the people who virtue signal the hardest have something in their past, have something in their closet. And now a lot of that is coming to fruition.
Everyone has something they regret on social media. I'm sorry. Most people, at least, I should say. We should try to.
But again, why is it that he's equating? He only virtue signals because he's hiding something. Like, why is that the angle to push this on?
They want to prove everyone's much as an asshole as they are, in my opinion. That's where those comments come from. And anyone saying,
Aaron, just because you're butthurt does not mean everyone else is butthurt. I don't care if Simu Liu gets criticized. Criticize him all you want. I didn't like some of his acting in the movie. Criticize him all you want. Just criticize him with real shit, not fake shit. That's all we're asking.
Mm-hmm. That's what you have to come back. Who said that? Who said that? No one said that. You guys said that. All right. Let's see what else he has to say.
Well, no, the media was the one who said. The media was the one who said first Asian-led superhero film. And that's not wrong.
Because
it's not wrong to say superhero film led by an Asian American.
Led, yes. Or that's promoted as that. Like,
that's
Brandon Lee was in The Crow.
Yeah, and that's how the media chooses to do that. So what are they supposed to do?
But they didn't really...
Listen, did any of them complain when they said this about Black Panther? Because they said the same thing about Black Panther.
Yes, they actually did. They complained. It's like, well, Blade came out.
Not like this. Not like this.
Not as hard, no, but still.
Yeah, exactly. You just had a couple idiots talking about Blade. And a lot of people actually do forget Blade, and Blade needs more credit because Blade, not even just about Black people, Blade ushered in the superhero movies that we have now. I mean, that's literally, if you want to go back, the modern superhero movies. I mean, obviously, Superman was around before it, Christopher Reeve and stuff. But if you want to go, to what ushered in the Marvel and the MCU that we have now, it was
Cast Graphics. He's also I don't want to give him the specifics, but he does some work in the industry. And he said it's the first for Marvel, first Asian-led Marvel film. So that's fair. And that focuses on the culture, too. Like Brandon Lee, The Crow, which they like to go for. That didn't really address the culture of Brandon Lee. He just played the character,
Which is fine. That movie didn't need to. That sounds
No, but that's where they go to, and specifically with a massive budget, right? This is a this is a problem that Hollywood created on itself, though, is not really putting the bank behind minority-led projects until now. That is actually that, to be fair, that is a problem that Hollywood created for itself.
Yes,
they should have done it sooner. But I'm enjoying all this. Let's see what else he has to say.
Now,
I don't know if we're going to watch the whole video.
Yeah, you might put this on like 1.5.
Well, I guess one sentiment that I do find actually deeply disturbing. The rest of it, I don't really have a big deal with it, to be quite honest with you. I'm not sitting here advocating for this dude to be canceled. However,
you are. There's Stephanie in the chat,
it's all
and
pretty
they're looking
ironic,
for stuff,
isn't it? It's pretty ironic that Simu Liu, right, the dude who freaked out at Bob Chapek, who virtue signaled, who tried to use his Asian identity as a shield and as a weapon in the lead up to all of this.
You use your white identity as a shield and a weapon.
Yes.
So you know what? If you can do it, so can they.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I'm a white guy, and you don't represent anything that I believe in, you raging incompetent.
He wanted to stick it to those toxic YouTubers, right?
He was laughing. It was just a single LOL.
I mean, how fragile? How fragile?
Very, very fragile. He LOL'd me. He laughed at me. Do you not understand? I can't handle this. I can make 1,000 videos about him, but he does one LOL, and it just shakes me to my core.
I mean, the LOL. I actually want to make a T-shirt. I want to draw Shang-Chi like tossing LOLs at haters as one of the T-shirt for my
the sequel, Shang-Chi and the 10 LOLs.
Yes.
You know, I want to say this just real quick. The majority of the fandom nuisance would not have lasted 10 minutes in high school in the 90s. We would have eaten them freaking alive. They are so freaking fragile. These guys, and I use heavy quotations around this because they don't even act like real men.
He wears a shirt that says "Make America Alpha Again."
He is not an alpha.
Anyone who wears a shirt about that is not an alpha. Let's just put it that way.
Shirt to proclaim that you are an alpha. You either are an alpha or you are not.
If you're wearing a shirt like that, you're compensating for something.
Yes.
Yeah, just like Doomcock's compensating for something else below the waistline. We all know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
These idiots would not have lasted 10 minutes in my high school. We would have run them out the front door. They were so
this is why
sensitive.
This is why they're so popular on the internet. There's people that can't really function in real society and are ignorant, and they kind of just hate people because they're not part of the group. They're kind of cut from life.
Well, did you see what Ryan did though? He's like, so Simu Liu, am I supposed to do this with your incel tweets and your pedophilia comments? And he put the LOL sticker above the cancel culture post. It's like, okay, like good job, you got the one up on him, I guess.
It's all outrage for outrage's sake. That's all it is.
He thought he did something special with that.
Well, you know, No Neurotic
is
having a canceled stream where they're trying to cancel a stream. That was the whole thing. They knew,
right? The worst part about it is when SJWs come with stuff that's completely asinine, it gets harder and harder to push back on it when you have idiots like this pushing back on every little fucking thing.
They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing to white people. People say, why do you call it Friday Night Whites? Because they're mostly white and they say the exact same thing.
To be fair, I think it's a funny title. I kind of think it's funny.
And it triggers them. It triggers them, obviously, from other reactions. It triggers the hell in them.
How is a bunch of people who are against cancel culture trying to cancel everybody?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
They don't know.
I mean, and I hate cancel culture. You know, no one should be I mean, obviously there's lines like a Harvey Weinstein. Okay, that's different. Yeah. You know, that's that's a major deal. Agrees. Okay, right. But you know, if someone makes a dumb comment, someone says something like here, even though I'll say, and I still say this, Gina Carano was dumb. She chose free speech. She chose free speech over her career. Okay.
Right.
There's a lot of actors who believe maybe what she does, or people who don't believe what she does, who stay quiet because you know what? They're like, nah, you know what? I want a career.
Right.
I wouldn't choose that over free speech right now.
I would never choose Twitter over a job.
Right. But so I do say, in the environment you should have known what was going to happen. Now, do I think she should have been fired? No.
No.
Do I think she should be canceled? No. But you know what? Yeah, if you see a pile of shit and you potentially step in it, I'm not going to cry for you.
Especially because when that whole story came out, it was said in the trade.
No problem. I mean, say what you're going to say anyway, though. I'm curious to what you're going to say.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to say, like, the whole thing is that with Gina Carano is that I don't think she should have been fired. I don't agree with what she said, but she has the right to say it. But the thing is, you're under a contract from Disney. If they tell you like 3 or 4 times, please tone it down on social media, and you keep jumping when they say to stop
jumping. And then you go stream with the Fandom Menace.
Right. And there was a lot of stuff that's been coming out lately that there was other people behind the scenes at Lucasfilm who had, the same kind of views she did, who kept a little bit more quiet. But she was aligning herself with them there, and it became... Now, if you want to talk about a civil war, that's where the civil war was, okay? She was setting herself up for this, okay? And there would have been an easier way around it. There would have been an easier way around it without sacrificing
you really cared about her, you would say, you know what? We like you as Cara Dune. This is a good career move. Please just stick with it and just cool down. Really.
Right. Like, what do they complain about Brie Larson all the time, right? They complain about Brie Larson because she insults the fans, right?
Well, that was pure cancel culture right there.
Okay, well, guess what?
Highlighting every little move that she
when
did.
Gina Carano is purposely poking at people online, okay, just insanely, like, not not even apologizing, but like purposely like poking back to start internet fights with people, that's when, you know, you got to think to yourself, well, you know what, who's she's insulting other, or here, I get, oh, the only fans that matter are you. I get it. You're the only fans that matter. No other fans matter, just you. That's not how it works. Be even about it. Be fair about it. If you don't want Brie Larson poking at fans, neither should Gina Carano. Let's just be fair about it. That's all I'm saying. Or just let it all go and let them say whatever they want and move on and watch your movie.
Boba Fetta.
Okay, Boba Fetta. TFM and the FM is the abbreviation for the fandom menace, or as some of us call them around here, the fandom nuisance.
Which encompasses the members of the Friday Night Tights.
Yeah.
Yes. Essentially, anybody says TFM or FM, it's just an abbreviation.
Well, if you're being genuine, this is the place, because I am making this a weekly show. I thought I wasn't gonna. I actually, it's like, am I going to have enough content to make this a weekly show? And they put them out every week.
You actually question?
No, I'm like, I mean, how can you top out?
You know how I feel about that, though, too. It's like it's a little too much sometimes, Max.
Yeah,
too much sometimes.
But this is fun.
A little too much sometimes.
Well, there's a lot to talk about. We didn't even get to the free speech yet. We're not even through. What do you mean? There's not enough to talk about? Look at this.
Yeah,
we're not
Max, speed it up, Max. Speed it up.
Speed it up.
Speed it up.
Okay.
Let's listen to him at chipmunk speed.
1.5.
Yeah,
no, two times. Then he'll actually sound like the gender he's complaining about.
Alpha speed. Let's go speed.
These people, a bunch of these Marvel stands are way after this movie released. Well, now he's facing a lot of those same things. Now, this is something I thought was interesting.
This is Alpha Man now.
Said, oh, cool, this is here. What this is, it says, just a reminder that I do not ever advocate for anything other than positivity, positive cultural pride, positive interactions of Asian nationalism.
I think this might be too fast.
That's great. Okay, all right.
I understand it. I understood everything he said.
I understood it perfectly. Let it go.
Well, I'm slow.
Put each other down. Direct your frustration.
Okay,
This is what did all of this to me. Oh, cool. This is here. This tweet, we have no idea because it was deleted by the tweet author.
Okay.
Simu Liu then says Twitter's a slanderous place sometimes.
Yes.
It feels good to shut down trolls and bad fake actors who want to drag your name through the mud.
Yes.
That got a lot of people asking, what is this from? I saw My Nerdy Home and their staff is talking.
Yeah, exactly. This is her. I mean, that's who she's, that's who she goes for. She looks for all this kind of controversy. I totally agree with Simu Liu there. Twitter is a slanderous place. And there's a lot of bad faith actors. They have a show on Friday nights. Not this one, though.
They all do. Sam Maggs has said some dumb shit. She has.
Well, guess what? Guess what, though? Apparently, she's not even the lead writer. She's not even the one in charge of the project.
But you understand, that's their issue. You guys fired Gina Carano, but you don't fire her. Okay, you know what? Life ain't fucking fair. All right? You want to change it? Go to Hollywood. Become a producer. Start your own company.
Right.
Do what what's his face is doing Gina Carano? What's the pun in there? Yeah, Ben Shapiro. Do what Ben Shapiro's doing. Oh wait, that's not really happening, is it? Okay, but go ahead and do that.
No, it actually is. I had to be corrected. She is actually getting a movie made.
Okay, yeah, go do that. There you go. Be done with it. Do what Ethan Van Sciver's done. He makes his own comic books. Go make your own shit instead of sitting online complaining about people all the time.
Because it's if you didn't have it, you wouldn't exist. If they didn't make this, I mean, you're caught in your lie there, because you're still talking about Marvel dying years later. It's not died yet.
Yes.
There's not a flop yet.
I should take it back. They did try it, and then Zack Snyder shut them down. So I guess
yes, that was that's why I like Zack Snyder so much. Yes,
that was the beginning of what I would argue has been the worst year for them ever. So,
well, their views are going down. I had an anonymous
their views are up, bro. There's enough crazy, and their views are up because they're cultivating the content for that crowd, and that crowd watches a lot of YouTube. So business wise, it's smart.
They're still making money, but they're making way more money on the political channels than their main channels. Yeah. I mean, they have a fraction of the subs, and they're getting more money on the political ones. So the views are down. I've done videos.
I mean, like I said, don't think
they're still making lots of money, though.
Listen, I know everybody knows that drama sells on YouTube. Okay,
yes,
drama sells on YouTube. No offense, Max. That's why you kind of do what you do. Okay, drama sells on YouTube. All right. Yes. And it's just like the Gina Carano thing. I said, free speech or career, right? I had to make a decision. Do I want more subs and talk about this shit all the time, or do I want to stay where I'm at and be a smaller channel and talk about what I want to talk about? I made the choice for the latter.
About this. See,
I know you do.
My theory is if I was talking about this to my friends offline, why not type it online? Because I would talk about this to you and RJ.
I'll tell you why, because it requires so much energy to be this annoyed. You get what I'm saying? I don't have that energy to be this annoyed.
I've lost the energy like a little bit ago, to be honest. I can't do this 24/7.
I think it's fun. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. 5 minutes, and then I'll stop this video.
Talking a lot about this. She put some of these screenshots out as well that people had started to spread around. And then you have someone 12 hours ago says, Simu, please don't tell me it's true. Simu Liu says, absolutely not. Well, what exactly are they talking about? Well, some old Reddit threads written by Simu Liu himself have popped up. Now, these
I didn't know
verified
about this
to be him. This is his account. I'm going to show you guys several screenshots and several connecting things that do prove this is Simu Liu.
I wish I saved it. Someone went through his entire Reddit and showed up everything in context.
It's probably someone they know.
It was on Twitter. No. It was someone defending Simu who took they scoured all the Reddit feeds and brought up everything that they had and put it all in context to show
I actually have that.
Oh, you have that? Okay, so you saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right.
Reddit. This is Simu Liu's Reddit. That has been proven several times. I want to go through all of this because there is a lot here. But when we get to this is the part that I'm actually going to be like, this is really fucking weird. This is talking about defending PEDO stuff or sympathizing with it. That's what this is. That's what Simu Liu was up to a few years ago. But let's get the entirety of this.
I'm not defending that, but he was doing a role. I don't know what he said yet. I honestly don't.
Simu Liu
he was basically comparing it to gay people and about how
that's kind of ignorant.
For right or wrong, he wasn't saying it was okay for them to want to do that, but he was saying. But what he was saying was that. Again, I'm just explaining what was said. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing or whatever the case before anyone tries to clip me. All he was saying was, that if this is, a genetic thing like gay people, that they really don't have any control over it and that they should be helped.
I've literally seen documentaries recently where they talked about pedophilia being something that someone's born with.
Well, watch that word though, RJ.
Wrong with them.
Right. And that's the point he was trying to make. He wasn't defending them like, hey, this is cool. It's cool for them to do that.
Sorry,
like some of those organizations, like there's those organizations that say there's nothing wrong with it, obviously, which everybody looks at and goes, no, there is something wrong with it.
Yeah.
But
sorry
that doesn't
for saying that word, by the way, Max.
No, that's why he doesn't say it. It's because then you'll instantly demonetize.
Yeah. But that doesn't. But they would instantly want to vilify everybody, and that's the point he's trying to make. That maybe they were born this way, and
they need help. They do need help.
They need help.
I mean,
and that's the point he was trying to make. Now it's still. I still have a lot of issues with it. People I know have been affected by that, and it's not something I would defend in any way.
Yeah, and then the thing about them trying to say that he's racist towards black people.
Well, how old? Too. I want to know how old he was when he made this.
Apparently, it was only a couple of years ago. I think
it's because he made. Well, I posted
3-4 years. I think
posted this thread that puts everything into context. I think what they're trying to claim he's racist because he posted on what they called an incel Reddit board.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. You got to learn these tricks.
Right. Well, that board. Well, that's not an ist. It's a different. But that board of the the incellulars, if you will, that board wasn't that board when he was there. It became that afterwards.
Yes,
that's an interesting way to put it, Zeno. Yes, not the best take, but I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah,
he sympathizes and they need help.
Right,
but he could have said it in a much better way. I that was a good take, though, Zeno.
Oh no, I mean you can't talk about that without. It's a bad look, no matter how you. It's just a bad look because it's always going to sound like you're defending, no matter how you say it, and that's the problem with it.
I know, Senior Nerd. I can't believe Chris Gore's on that show.
No, I'm disappointed. Let's be real. I like Chris Gore back in the day, but a lot of his content lately has been how much garbage movies are right now. So of course he's going to want to go to the audience that says everything's a dumpster fire. He's going to put his blinders on to the bullshit they do. We can't be guilt by association unless it's Alex Jones.
No, I mean, if Chris Gore wants to go there, that's fine. I'm just surprised you go there of all places.
No, I mean, yeah, he's on there. I have a certain feeling about some of the way his content. I have to research it more. I shouldn't make blanket statements about his recent content, but I did a little bit of research after he was on RK's channel. I was like, what's Chris Gore doing there? And then I looked at some of his recent content, and it's all how everything released now is garbage. Some of his videos. And then part 2, why films are so horrible right now. I should do the context and actually watch the video, but not on this one. All right, let's do 2 more minutes of this, and let's get to the free speech argument in Vito tagging at Team YouTube. And I have to say, as much as these people say that they are against, they love to bring up Matt Jarbo and everything, one of them tried to false flag me on Twitter at Team YouTube. Although it was for my controversial thumbnail. But I didn't complain about it all. But, of course, this happens too.
Simu racist. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. There's a lot of stuff going on if you search Simu Liu racist. But let's focus on this.
I hope they stand by
him. Appears to be Simu Liu's archived Reddit account. It shows him commenting on the racist incel subreddit, called into question, among other things. So Simu Liu was commenting and very active in a subreddit that was known for hosting incels, MRA stuff. Evidently, a lot of racism taking place in there. Simu Liu was very, very active.
Okay.
Let's take a look at some of the things that he said in there. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't think I'm famous enough for people to want to pretend to be me. Haha. But thank you. And this is an AZN identity. That's what this was. AZN identity. Evidently, these freaks, these Marvel stands, they fucking know that this Reddit, it's just too toxic, some bullshit like that. But that's the thing. All of these stands, it's all of these people who canceled Chris Pratt, who canceled Gina Carano, they were all celebrating Simu Liu.
When was Chris Pratt canceled?
And now they are acting.
I don't
when they tried. They tried because he was the church he's a part of.
Okay.
The church he was a part of. Apparently, this church is in favor of like a gay conversion. Stuff.
But he's never openly expressed those views, though.
Right, and he just says, "Listen, maybe people at the church believe that. I don't. That's the church. I mean, do you want me to quit my church?"
No, Snyder. We're not defending him. We're trying to understand him. We're against cancel culture, and if he regrets it and he wants to move on, we should let him do that instead of.
Well, another thing is too, there's been some debunking of some of the stuff people made claims of. I'm not saying I support everything that was in those posts, but
no, I don't.
He's openly said that he's changed
I don't like.
lot,
I wouldn't make these comments, but I have friends that have made mistakes in the past too, and they want to be better. So if someone wants to be better,
that's what it is. No, you understand that's what it is. They're like, oh, we're the villains. Look, let's find stuff where they said stuff just as bad. They're the actual villains, not us.
They don't want
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Yeah, he's human. He says dumb shit like other people have said it. Here's the thing, guys. He doesn't have a YouTube channel talking about it every damn day like you guys do. That's the difference.
Yeah.
No,
he wants to be better. And he said, I want to be positive. And in his tweet today, it was a call to be more positive, So I can respect that.
Actively trying to spread all of this stuff, call him and label him a racist. That's how this works. This is what he says. Think it's okay to strap a bomb to themselves and walk into a school, kill mothers and attempt to brainwash their children to fight as soldiers. Think that women shouldn't be allowed to show their faces in public. Seriously, guys, get some real fucking answers in here. What a pool of first world problems. This is in response to talking about some sort of Muslim controversy. That's all that we know about this.
It was about terrorism.
I don't think this
no. That's not all we know about it, Ryan. That's what you're positioning it as. The thread was about terrorists.
Yes.
That's what it was about. And the majority of terrorism in 2015, who were we talking about? What was talked about when it came to terrorist organizations? Now, weren't these the same people complaining about how white groups are called terrorist organizations? And aren't they the ones saying that, oh, we need to look at the real terrorists? It's not white people. It's Muslims. And I mean, these are the same people that said this shit way back, in the last few years. He was talking about terrorists. And that's what he's talking about. Terrorists who strap bombs to themselves and walk into a school, kill mothers, and attempt to brainwash their children to fight as soldiers. Think that women shouldn't be allowed to show. He mentioned 3 different things. He mentioned white terrorists who go do school shootings. He mentioned suicide bombers, which are Muslims. And then he mentioned women should be allowed to show face in public, which is the Taliban. He mentioned a wide variety of different types of terrorism that everybody should agree is not good.
Right.
So what is the problem with this? I don't understand.
Do you think he's playing dumb, not knowing what he's talking about there?
Oh, yeah, completely. It's a narrative. It's a narrative. Yeah. Of course it is. It's a narrative. Because here's the thing. If they read this in 2015, they'd all be cheering him on.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. We'll do one more minute and then we'll move on because I think we get the context.
A lot of people do. And when you play the woke game like Simu Liu, they're going to try to hold you accountable for this. This is interesting as well. I am all about the gender equality. However,
he didn't even say anything there, but like mocking and laughing someone that's going to potentially get canceled. I think I did have some fun with the Gina Carano thing, but I didn't want her to be canceled. I was just laughing that people were.
But look how old these are. 7 years ago, like you're not the same person you are 7 years ago, right? Sometimes you make immature jokes or you say stuff that you regret and take back later. Everyone's like that.
James Gunn. People forget that it was far right people that got James Gunn canceled.
Well, you know what?
Right, because it's political takes. They didn't like him being
Boba Fett. I like that name. They're adjacent because it's hating on the internet. I mean, it's actually something that's existed before the Phantom Menace.
Here,
let's constantly trying to find something.
I mean, I think just some guy is pretty menacey. Critical drinkers adjacent though.
Real quick here, Max. Real quick here. This is the one that one about the terrorist bombing. This was the original tweet that he wrote that to respond into.
Okay.
The question was, ask Reddit. What is something people do that makes you instantly despise them?
Okay. All right.
Come on. Oh, that's all we know. It was a response to some Muslim thing. No. It was a response to what is something people do that makes you instantly despise them. Ryan, would you answer this any differently? Would you not say you despise people who bomb schools and kill others? I mean,
yes.
I think that's worthy of despise. Don't
he
you?
He didn't say a blanket statement like all. He didn't even say like all Muslims or anything. He said people that do this part. So he wasn't being prejudiced there either. He was saying people that actually go with the horrible atrocities. Yeah, I can agree with that one. All right,
that's what I'm saying. It's like people are just looking for a gotcha for no reason.
Well, that's the internet too. Yeah.
Not as good as boys at sports. And whenever I play volleyball with a girl on the team, I always get frustrated. Sometimes I say things. Back me up here, fellas. It's just different. I don't know if that's the right. If you're allowed to have that kind of opinion, Simu Liu, in woke Hollywood. So that is out there. This is not the worst of it, guys. This is just the first start. One of the big tweets that's going around. I realize these are old comments. However, people were asking for literally any proof that he was involved with the subreddit at some point. And then here we go. Here we go. This is from Simu Liu. For those asking if it's really his account, here's him doing an AMA on Kim's Convenience subreddit 2 years ago. And yes, this was from that same exact thing. What's his username again? We got to find that out. His username was nipped in the bud. That was Simu Liu's username.
No one said it wasn't his.
Really, that any of this was actually him, but it definitely is. It is him. Apologies for not being clear. If you Google Reddit nipped in the bud, this AMA shows up. But now this, right? This is the really weird shit.
Okay. And
I'm going to try. Let me open this up so I can get a little bit closer to it. This is very strange and this is weird. And we're going to go through it. I might censor some things for YouTube because some of these words probably won't be.
It's not a good look. I don't care. I would like slamming Ryan, but this is the kind of discussions you want to try to stay away from. This is a bad. It does bad looks.
It was
bad
weird.
I am disappointed in him. I'll be real. I'm disappointed, but it's also when he was younger and.
Well, what was
this
from 2015, 6 years ago?
It's foot and mouth. It's him trying to be understanding for humans. Okay, not defending it, but not the stand you want to take. It's never going to come out good. It's never going to come out.
No, it's never going to sound right. You know,
I think that. I mean, not that I don't want the whole context of it, but I don't really want. I think I kind of agree with him at this part. Is not a good look. I'm not celebrating. I'm not happy about it though. Like
end of the day, I look at people for who they are today, not 6 years ago.
Well,
right,
Angus and again, Sean Chigo, bye. I don't. Do you think this is going to cancel him?
No.
And that's why they're mad. You fired Gina Carano, but you can let him say whatever he wants.
Well, you know what? They gave Gina Carano the opportunity to.
Oh, y'all hated Gina Carano when she first started. You're all bitching that she beat the Mandalorian. Look at this. It's woke. She beat him. That they hated her at the beginning, and they only liked her when she showed right wing. Opinions. Then suddenly she was the hero.
And they gave her the opportunity to make a statement, and she said, "I'll do my own statement in my way," and then still throw a little shade in there and with my statement. So that's
exactly. Now here's the one thing.
He should make a statement, though. Do you think? Like an official statement.
I mean, I think that would be wise. It would be wise to do a James Gunn and say, "Hey, you know what? I said some stuff. It wasn't worded the best." And I made some mistakes and I said some shit I shouldn't have said. And I apologize for it. Yeah, he should say it.
Angus really thinks he's done.
Yeah, well.
I think there's a difference, Angus. You have to consider each situation, the nuance of the situation. If he handles it right, doesn't double down.
That China thing's overblown. China has not banned the movie.
As long as he doesn't go on Drunk 3PO's channel, he'll be fine.
Listen, there's talks that China won't play Eternals too. China plays hardball with a lot of stuff. This is not just. They did it with Mulan.
Yeah, well, John Campea was talking about this on his show because he initially thought it might have been a bad thing, but he reflected on and said, the only people talking about it potentially getting banned is the media. China has not said anything about it. There's just no confirmed release date. There's just speculation that it could get banned because the media talked about these old comments. That's it. China has not said anything in regards to getting banned. So,
all right. Well, let's switch it up and talk about free speech and then false flags. Quotation marks. I think if it violates terms of service and you think it does, notifying YouTube is not a false flag. It's just snitches get stitches. I think some of the stuff with Alex Jones, what he said on the stream, if you listen to them, it's monetized and nothing broke terms of service. But if you give false statements on things you don't know about and then say we're going to string people up, that's different. So, Nick Rekieta and Vito were on a stream, the Dick Show, and they debate this of why Vito. We'll listen a few minutes of that and then talk about free speech.
Can I just say this real quick to Black Angus? No, just because they haven't picked a date doesn't mean that Shang-Chi 2 has been banned or Simu Liu has been banned. They just haven't picked a freaking date. You're conflating something or you're reading into something that is. So
what happened?
I think he broke out.
Like you, Angus.
You're going droid.
I'm relatively friendly with you, but oh, sorry. Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's clear now. Yeah.
Okay. Do some research before you type. He's not been banned. He's probably
again, the trades are reporting the same thing. Like Variety did have a headline yesterday. Shang-Chi may be banned from China for perceived insults.
Well, yeah, but they're not. But Shang-Chi 2 has not been banned either. So that's the main thing I was talking about.
I don't want to agree with Angus, but China does do these kind of slimy ways of doing things. I mean, you got to remember that they literally strong-armed Lucasfilm into making John Boyega smaller on a poster.
Here's the thing, though. I think ultimately they're going to work it out behind the scenes to where it's going to be fine for sequels and subsequent appearances. They're not, the domestic and the domestic international audience outside of China is really warmed up to this movie to where it's like, I don't think it would go over well to recast him or get rid of him or get rid of the character.
China's strong arms. That's what they do. They do try to strong arm a lot, and it's a game that they've been playing with Hollywood for years.
Who are these people?
This is the Dick Show. Nick Rekieta was on and Vito was on.
His name is Dick?
It's called the Dick Show. I don't know if his name's actually. This is the first time I don't know who these people are, so I'm wondering. Make sure you can hear it.
I did not just cause you harm. You might make a video that says that seatbelts aren't effective. Then that would also be leading to harm.
I think that's accurate of Vito to say.
Oh, Vito's in the background.
Yeah, you don't get to see him. He's called in. It's a call-in
show. Okay.
Yeah, I mean there are things that public harm, just like shouting fire in a movie theater. I mean there are limitations to things, and if you promote something that's dangerous for people, again, it just kills me how everybody looked at anti-vaxxers. When I say anti-vaxxers, I'm talking about the people who didn't want to vaccinate their children, which has been going on for a few years now, right? Everyone looked at these people like they're nuts. Okay, and now the people who don't want to get the COVID vaccination are like lined up with those people and they sound just like them. And it's like, well, if you don't want to get it, fine. But if you're telling people not to get things and you're doing something that could be a public health hazard by promoting something, then you're the same thing like saying, you shouldn't wear seatbelts.
Well, I mean, it's different if you say I'm I'm
right.
decision.
If you're making your own choice,
I'm not sure. But then if you say false statements to convince other people that are
right,
not true,
and you're on a YouTube channel telling everybody don't do it, it's gene therapy. You're gonna. That's
your
where
insides to liquids.
Right. That's where it gets dumb. Okay. If you make your own statement, say, listen, for me, I'm not doing it. Sure. What am I going to say to you? There's no law. I can't. No one can make you do it. So yeah. You're entitled to that opinion. But if you're trying to actively convince people or spread false information, which could cause a public health hazard, that's a different story.
Right. All right.
Harm. Zero harm. You cannot. That's not causing harm.
For telling people to not wear their seatbelt, that it does nothing, that it has no safety repercussions whatsoever.
Right.
And then a bunch of people die of not having their seatbelt on.
Right. That's not. You didn't cause that.
You didn't cause any harm. First of all, they would have to take
lying. If you lie to people and it leads to consequences, then yes, you are responsible.
You're not absolutely.
Okay, what do you think of Vito's comments there? Because the Dick Show and Rekieta are on the opposite opinion.
I've said that, and it's a tricky legal thing. They've tried litigating this kind of stuff. It's here. Give me now. This is actually a much more harder example, okay? But there's that girl who got thrown in jail because she was talking to that boyfriend of hers and convinced him to kill himself.
Yes.
And her lawyers were saying, well, she didn't make him do it. He felt the way he did, blah, blah, blah. She's not liable.
That's a good example.
And that's a big argument that people are having. Is she liable for his death because she convinced him to do it? And when you look at it in that way, how does it look, guys? If
here's memes. This is the go-to thing. I'm not a doctor. They say all kind of lies. And I'm like, but I'm not a doctor at the end.
Right. Well, I don't know if they had Rekieta on there. Rekieta is an attorney.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Absolutely not. That is insane.
Okay, then it's a difference of opinion.
Well, what about
not a difference of opinion?
What about Mr. Girl's Cuties review and all that stupid pedophile shit that went around almost a year?
Bring that up.
It's not lying, but what if it causes harm? What if that causes harm somehow?
Because he didn't make anything up. If he's delivering purely factual information, there's no problem.
Okay.
What about the mukbang videos? People eating until they're throwing up and sick. You don't think that's causing harm?
If they say this is super healthy and everyone should do it, then they're fucking lying.
Vito's right there. That's the difference. If they're doing mukbang, it's disgusting, but whatever. But if they say it's healthy for you, then that's a lie.
I don't even know what the hell that is. And I don't think
disgusting.
I want to. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't care. I don't want to know.
Okay.
It's like an orgy of food. And you just shove it in your mouth. Go,
thanks, Max. Thanks. Thanks. I didn't want to know, but sure. Okay.
Well, they should be held to task for that as well.
Okay, so
held
it's just
to
the
task
lying.
for lying by who?
The platform or whoever, their audience, us as society, we can say, fuck you, no one should listen to you. There's various consequences that can happen.
Right.
YouTube's consequences, we don't want you on here.
Yes.
And I agree with that consequence.
Do you flag videos like that often?
I'll flag stuff if it's like hate speech, like legitimate people.
That's not a false flag. That's an accurate flag. And then it's up to YouTube, the platform, to decide if it's if it does break terms of service.
This is touchy for me. I understand his point. I do understand his point. However, it's this is gonna sound bad, and I know it does. But they're with YouTubers, I think it's kind of like the blue wall thing with the police. It's like, just don't fuck with your own. If you're a viewer and you're not a YouTuber and you want to flag, sure, but if you're another YouTuber, it never ends well. It
doesn't end well. But can't you appreciate his honesty? If he says, "I will do it,"
I can appreciate his honesty, but doesn't mean I'm going to condone it.
I actually I don't personally do it, but if he feels that it's actually hate speech and he feels that with this being,
I don't know. Tell people to do it. Just tell other people to do it.
Deflect the responsibility.
I know it sucks. I said it's not going to sound good. I know. But
this is why I wanted to cover this, because I'm not actually. I don't have it. I want to be convinced either way. I want to have this discussion. It's interesting.
people saying let's
oh
kill
my
blacks.
fucking god! I cannot imagine you've got YouTube's dick so far up your ass that it comes out your mouth so you could jerk it off onto your
So
face.
you would like YouTube to be a platform that says let's like it's just like we have a lot of videos from Nazis saying like the Jews should die. You would like for that to be that kind of open platform.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
What? No. This is where First Amendment nuts lose their goddamn mind.
Yeah. No one wants the 8chan people on here. And that's like 8chan is free speech, but that has no place in here or in society. You have the right to say it. Doesn't mean you have the right to be monetized and all
right here. I'll make the example. If they're saying that's okay, then you know what? The P words that you guys that no one likes should be allowed to say things too, right? Right. If
you like
right?
that
No, we don't want to see that. Nor do we want to see people talking about the Jews like that. Both of them don't deserve to have a platform. Sorry.
I actually didn't hear that part before. Yeah, I am surprised. No, you don't. You don't let them on YouTube. That's not appropriate. Right. No.
Aren't these the same people that don't want trans people talking about, gene therapy for kids? Right. That's wrong. They shouldn't be allowed to talk about this. Well, yeah. Free speech again. What's the old adage? Everyone loves free speech until it's used against them.
Right. Okay. Let's see what else. Because there were some Rekieta comments here that I think he was straw manning that he said. So you want less speech? No one said that. We just don't want things that can hurt people or misleading information. So they go to the straw man that says so you want less speech. That's what you're about. You're pro censorship. None of us are here pro censorship. It's just some garbage needs to be taken out. You need to take some garbage
Listen,
out.
Germany censored everything involving that era. Okay, they censored all of it. And I know Germany doesn't. They don't have our constitution. We have much more freedom here than most countries do. And I think that's made us a little spoiled. I got to be honest with you. I think that's made us a little spoiled. And the reason why is because when we had that allowance, it was usually during a time where people had a little more, what's the word? Couth.
What is
this
guy saying? CRT. People are using that to fearmonger. I don't foresee it's an issue in a lot of schools. If it is, parents have the right to say what their kids are taught for sure. But
where's the evidence this is happening? Like, where's the evidence that's being hidden in the curriculum?
They banned the Sesame Street CNN episode in Pennsylvania recently that talked about ism. It was a special to help kids, and they said they're banning books and stuff.
No. I gotta pose this to Angus again. The same question, Angus, because he says, "LOL, yeah, you're for censoring." Just admit it. Okay.
No, Angus, that's a straw man.
Hold on. No. Let's ask him the same question that I posed. Angus, if you have someone who is an avowed, admitted P-word, okay, PDF file. If they're an avowed PDF file, and they want to have a YouTube channel talking about their PDF file tendencies, do you not think they should be censored?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not? Tell me. Be honest about it. Or do you think they should have their freedom of speech? Answer that question, and then let's see what side of the fence you're on with that one.
Yeah, if I might, there should be consequences for certain types of speech, particularly blatant hate speech. Absolutely. Blatant and completely unabashed hate speech. There should be consequences for it. But we do all have the freedom to speak our opinions and our thoughts either in
Cass,
public.
I've said that a million times. I've said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, just because you don't want hate speech doesn't mean you're for less speech or you're pro censorship.
No, I am not for less speech.
No, I'm saying that's the argument that's constantly thrown in your face. So you're pro censorship then? No.
Not only that, they also misunderstand the damn Constitution. Okay, the Constitution, the First Amendment, all it promises you is that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting free exercise thereof and freedom of speech. Make no law. Private entities on their platform can censor whoever the hell they want. Is it fair? No, it sucks. Does it hurt certain people depending on what their opinions are? Sure. But is that the government making a law? No. Your freedom of speech on the First Amendment does not extend to private platforms who can determine the kind of content they want on it.
I finally did some research. I brought this up. This is an important part of freedom of speech. Freedom of the press and freedom of speech are closely related and are often the subject of court cases in popular news.
Yeah.
Understanding how and when these rights are protected by the First Amendment can help us better understand current events and court decisions. While the First Amendment acknowledges and protects these rights, there are limitations to how the amendment can be invoked. For instance, people are free to express themselves through publications. However, and this is where we get to the Alex Jones stuff, false or defamatory statements called libel are not protected under the First Amendment. The First Amendment also specifically refers to the interference of government in these rights, that this ensures the Americans are free to critique the government, but it does not give, this is important too, does not give Americans blanket immunity to say whatever they want, even if they're lying. I'm adding that. I shouldn't have interjected, without consequences. So the First Amendment only protects your speech from government censorship. It applies to federal, state, and local government actors. This is a broad category that includes not only lawmakers, elected officials, but also public schools, universities, courts, and public officials. It does not include private citizens, business, and organizations. This means a private school could... Okay.
Right, exactly. That's what I was getting at.
A private media company can refuse to publish or broadcast opinions it disagrees with, or are false or defamatory statements, is why people were kicked off.
Exactly.
And, yes.
You know what people are mad about? What they're mad about is liberals run most of these companies. That's what they're mad about. Sure. Is that an imbalance? Completely. You know what? Go create your own. And then they cry because what was that other alternate Twitter
Parler.
that they made it, and they got Parler, and then they got kicked out. You know,
They
it's
all
like
came
well,
back.
yeah, because you know, again, it goes back to what Vito was talking about. Is what you're saying causing a public harm, though?
Yes.
Are you doing? That's where the difference is. It's not about freedom of speech at that point. It's like if you're spreading objectively false information as truth, okay, that can harm the public, and it's not an opinion anymore. You're passing it as truth. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, YouTube's a private company. Okay. So I don't, it's not good for advertisers or for accurate information to have Alex Jones anywhere near it. And the template for which they obviously want InfoWars and Movie Talk. I'm sorry. Based on their conduct, it's just a war every week. It's a new war every week. So that's why everyone says they revealed their face mask. They try so hard to hate on stuff. Lunga, me and RJ watched a video today or this week with Gary, and we're not going to watch it here, but basically he said they are trying to remove the sons from stories because Hawkeye was sitting at, did you see the trailer? He was sitting at the table with his two sons and a daughter, and he was only looking at his daughter when they were all holding hands.
Right. Here we go. Yeah, we're trying to get rid of men because that will help perpetuate the human race.
Well, this is where they take,
and then he said Marvel went woke because the new Midnight
we don't have to worry about global warming. It's not real. All we got to do, they're going to destroy the earth by taking away all the men, and we're just going to die off.
We also said that Marvel's erasing sons. They don't like sons in media anymore. It's all about daughters.
Well, this is the
no. Let me finish.
Okay. Right. I believe Shang-Chi was a son, wasn't he? Yeah. Sorry.
I know. But because the upcoming game Midnight Suns, they took out SONS and changed it to SUNS, and he ignored the fact it's because the game as a character, the main character has sun-based powers, basically.
Yeah.
Well, that takes elements to the replacement theory that actual Aussies do.
It's all the men are being Chicken replaced. Little. Well, the sky is falling.
Well, because if they say CRT is everywhere. What is neurotics doing when he's saying all the men are being replaced? They're even taking your sons away now.
Listen. Let's listen. There's cuckoos out there. All right.
Yeah.
Are there far left crazies that think men are trash and need to be gone? Sure. Guess what? There's white supremacist groups that think white people should be in power and get rid of black people. There's black supremacist groups who think white people come from rats and should be destroyed. There's crazies on all ends of the spectrum. Yes, they exist. However, it's a bell curve, guys. Okay? It's a fucking bell curve, and people don't understand that. And they want that far end to be the top of the curve, not the bottom.
All right, well, let's see what else comes out for a few more minutes, and then we'll end the show. We'll have final thoughts and end the show. because this is good conversation.
Okay. Well, I disagree with you.
That's America,
100%.
by the way.
Nah.
You were talking about being patriotic on the last biggest problem. That is a hallmark of America, is that it's full of people saying exactly what you're saying.
In your own, you can say it on the street corner. You can hold up a sign. You do not have the right to demand that a platform. If I
only because of CDA 230, only because you can't sue.
We actually do have the right to demand it.
Go nuts, then. Demand it. I don't.
We are.
Okay.
You don't have to agree with us. You'll still
I'm
be
glad that you want a bunch of Nazis on YouTube poisoning that platform.
Now
So
that
all of our
I
ad
think
revenue-
Vito made a mistake there. Never call them that because you just give them ammo to gaslight the audience. See, they think I'm an actual Otzi when the real argument is they're ignorant and prejudiced. And don't ever call them that. You just give them ammo. I think Vito was losing his cool there. That's my opinion. No, I don't think they're actually. Now, I think some of the viewers might be, honestly, for sure. It appeals to them, like Alex Jones said, there's very fine people on 4chan and 8chan. And these guys said, yeah, let them on if they make that kind of content. That was a shocking moment, yeah. Anything to add here, guys?
It stupefies me that in 2021 we're still debating about free speech, and
we all love free speech here, right? We need to clarify that we're not. Don't straw man us. We're not pro.
Oh, they'll clip it. They'll clip it. Just wait. They'll clip it. Somehow we're in for censorship. I'll apparently be just like Simu and be defending PDF files too, because they'll clip it. That's what people love to do. They like take things out of context, just like the Ryan Kinnell video we're watching. That's what people do to try to make a point instead of using the truth and listening.
Unfortunately, because people abuse. I say great power comes great responsibility. Freedom of speech is a great thing, but you should respect it and not just abuse it to be an idiot. It's your right to, but when you constantly do that, you don't let a crazy person on your house just screaming obscenities. You want to get them off. That's the right to be an idiot. Yeah.
All this shit is a cycle, bro. It's a cycle. Jeffrey Miller's talking about how I feel bad to those who want to go back to the good old days. Watch Turn of the Century. Read any history from the turn of the century. Okay, the xenophobia that was happening then with Irish and Italians, all that stuff, like what you saw in like gangs in New York, which obviously
thank you, Brian. Thank you for being.
But it's the same thing, just repeating itself. Okay, this has happened in this country.
That's great.
And over again.
Yes, you can't scream fire in a theater and don't expect blowback or on a plane. Right, that's your freedom of speech too. There's consequences. Okay, let's do a little bit of this, then we'll end it. One more minute.
Who gets removed and YouTube crumbles into a fucking quagmire.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Well, we literally had an adpocalypse, you psychopath. Did you pay attention to that?
That's true too. That's why YouTube created.
I did. And if you think the adpocalypse was going to actually persist, and YouTube wasn't fully complicit in changing the culture because of their own sort of altruistic need to save us all from ourselves, then you're fucking dumber than you look.
Advertisers pulled the ads on, like, in masse.
Yeah.
And they would come. They would be right back.
Panicked. You don't know that, and
I do know that.
As a business,
if there could very well be another adpocalypse. That wasn't YouTube. I was there for that. I used to be in toy reviews and everything. That was not planned. That was horrible. They had to correct it, or the advertisers weren't going to come back. But they had more options at that point, though, because they were not as many people cut the cord at that time. So maybe in this position nowadays they would want to come back, but if there's a lot of this garbage, advertisers get noticed. It could create another adpocalypse. That is a concern for a YouTuber. That's their full livelihood. I agree with that with Vito.
Because YouTube is the single largest platform for the emerging video independent creation technology that's out there. It is the number one place. It is where the advertisers keep coming back, no matter how many scandals there are, no matter the fact that you can find child pornography on YouTube and they try and fix that. They still come back. every single time. They're like the cat in that gay nursery rhyme song. They're always going to come back because
that's
it's
a racist song, by the way.
I don't know the song.
The cat came back the very next day. It's about black guy. Yeah, it's a racist song. So nice racist dog whistling, Nick.
Yes. Yes, more of it.
Wait a minute, Vito, are you going to flag me? I say shit about. I think that everybody getting vaccinated is going to be the end of mankind. I think that the virus will mutate until a super deadly version hits, and it's not going to kill people because they have this mRNA viral therapeutic in their body.
Oh my god! Okay, I've had enough.
Right. Well, let's just stop all mumps vaccinations, measles vaccinations, smallpox. Let's just stop all of that and let it all just come back.
That was
because
I didn't. I must have watched later. Little movie purposes. No, I don't. I was like, no, I'm done with this. I watched later in the stream where Rekieta was saying some crazy stuff. Like I said,
he does say crazy stuff.
No, like you said earlier. Like, oh, so you want less speech? That's the straw man. No one wants less speech. We're not here for censorship. But people can't control themselves, and unfortunately, people are under the influence. And say what you want about your decision. No one can force you to take anything, but saying weird shit. Well, that wasn't as bad as Alex Jones, though. That was not.
Right, but but here's the thing. No, but Angus brought up a thing about how the Cincinnati mayor allowed a KKK rally because he believes in free speech. Sure. But we're also talking about government again, right? We're talking about people in public. If you guys really want a good lesson on free speech, there's this channel I watch called Audit the Audit, which they audit police and free speech. And he talks about a lot of the variances of what can be considered free speech and what won't be considered free speech. And there's actual laws in the books where you don't just have free speech anywhere. There's certain areas that you can do it, and certain areas that are designated as open platforms, and certain areas that are not. So you can do that, and if you get a permit, yes, you could do that. Does it suck? Yeah. Does their message suck? Sure. But should it be stopped by the government just for peacefully, even if there's opinion shit, peacefully marching? No, legally the government can't stop them from doing that. That's where free speech applies. Okay? That's the difference. That's not YouTube. That's not, you don't have a right. You don't have a right to say whatever you want on YouTube. You don't have a right to say whatever you want on Twitter or Facebook or wherever. Those aren't rights. Those are luxuries, guys. I'm sorry.
And if that's all the context of all you do is consistently misleading and lies, and then you should expect some blowback. I like Zeno's comment here. You agree to when you sign up, you agree to YouTube's terms of service and plays by the rules. Then if you sign up, then you're okay with censorship. If you're against censorship, cancel your channel and make it somewhere else.
Now, where does the problem come in, and why do people start being called racist? Well, I don't know. When you're defending those idiots that were marching with torches a few years back, when you defend them, like, here, do they have the right to do it? Sure. If they got their permit and they were doing it peacefully, sure, they have the right to do it. But when you defend their message, now people are going to start looking at you a certain way. I mean, just think about that. That's the thing. That's the consequence part, right? That's the consequence part. You got to really look at it and go, yeah, okay, these guys are a little wacko. I mean, it's not that hard. I know people make the same argument about Black Lives Matters. I've seen some Black Lives Matter stuff which was very, very out of control, and they should have been arrested. Then I've seen some which are just peaceful protesters. Legally, they're allowed to say what they want, just like you are.
All right. I think we can end it now. I appreciate everyone coming on the show. RJ, Lunga, Ambassador. This is some great talk, interesting conversation. Let me go to the final things in the chat here to see if there's anything else. And then the discussion, the context is a private platform. It is a private platform. Okay. Brian, let me see here. Yes, it's not exactly free. I mean, they want. I think it's YouTube, so it's marketed that way, but within reason. I think everything's within reason. I mean, it's not a pro censorship platform. There's lots of things that are still crazy on YouTube. The cast graphics.
If the government came in and made a law saying you can't say this stuff on YouTube, that would be a violation of your First Amendment rights.
Yes.
Okay? If YouTube says, you know what? It hurts our advertising dollars. We don't want you saying that shit here. Yeah, then you can't say this shit here. It's that simple. Okay? There's shit my videos get taken down for, which I think is nonsense, but you know what? That's the rules. And I got to play by them.
Cast Graphics says, as a veteran of two conflicts and a designer in the industry, I'm willing to bet most tubers have never served in the military. They just talk.
Yep.
Fair there. Thanks for adding that. Phoenix Night Flame. They broke down the barriers for trespass.
Yeah.
They lost that protection. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Angus did serve. I appreciate Angus' service. Yes. I think that's where we're done though. Great stream. Okay, thanks for the lively discussion. Oh, come on, Zeno. RJ's awesome. He's just been so busy lately. He's done school. He's almost at 1K. Give him a break.
Zeno loves me. Come on, Zeno. You know you love me.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think that's it. I am planning to bring it back next week. Again, I'm like, can this sustain another week? And then they do something crazy. So there might be something to talk about next week.
I can't keep coming back for this.
And then unless they really are a flop and we don't consider the context of having Alex Jones on 1 week and the numbers have really declined for Friday Night Tights this Friday. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.